Today's Morning First Alert weather show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Well, good Monday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with an update on your First Alert forecast and still tracking some traffic updates for you this morning as well. It certainly has been a slick start to the day with some of the snow showers moving through, and some of this is on top of the snow showers that we had from yesterday evening and last night as well. So if you still have any travel plans here for the late morning, just keep in mind that untreated roads, especially those, are going to be icy. Low traffic areas and residential streets as well, those are going to be a bit icy, but we have seen the treated roads and more of the high traffic areas doing a bit better. One of the big things from earlier this morning, and it's still closed right now too, is I-69 eastbound in Flint Township. So this is I-69 eastbound between Miller and Bristol. You can see there that's still closed currently. It is expected to be closed for a couple of more hours. The Flint Township Police, they posted earlier this morning too that this crash was going to take a while to clean up. It was a semi that went off the road and it damaged some of the guard railing there too, so just taking a bit longer for that recovery effort. The westbound side of I-69, that is still open through this area. But again, that eastbound side is still closed right now and likely will be closed throughout the remainder of this morning. This is just over to the west of Bishop Airport, so that area between Swartz Creek and Flint Township. Otherwise, traffic here on our First Alert traffic map has been looking a little bit better compared to earlier this morning, so you see no other crashes at least being reported right now. Most of the main roads, especially more highly traveled roads that have already seen the road crews coming through, those have definitely made some improvements. Some of those roads are still wet, but the road treatments have been working a bit better. But again, any of those side roads or any less traveled areas, those are still going to be a bit icy. And even moving north here into the Bay region and most of the Thumb, starting to look a little bit better on the traffic map. But keep in mind too, especially in the Thumb, any wide open areas, any roads that go next to wide open fields, those are still going to be icy, especially because we have some breeze here this morning. So that's going to be blowing some snow across the roads, and that continues to bring some of those icy conditions as well. Into our northern counties, this is actually where drive times have been pretty decent throughout the morning here. Haven't seen any major holdups towards West Branch or Whittemore or even towards Tawas City. But of course, if you do encounter any back roads that are a bit snowy, those will definitely still be slick as well. So just something to keep in mind if you still do have any travel here for the remainder of this morning. But let me show you I-75 in Birch Run right now. So that's right at exit 136. We're kind of looking towards the northwest. And you can see the traffic there fairly light, but cars going by at a pretty normal pace as of this point, and it looks like the pavement there is just wet. So again, one area where the road treatments have been working pretty effectively on those main roads. And as we keep going forward here through the morning, some of those flurries might still try to hold on, even around Birch Run, especially towards Flint. This is one area where the flurries have kind of lingered all throughout the morning, which is part of what has led to some of the road issues that we've had in our southern counties too. I'll actually take you over to the First Alert Pinpoint Doppler so you can still see, if you look towards Owasso or the Durand area, and even around Davison and Lapeer, we still have some light snow showers that are falling in those areas, and that's what is likely still going to continue for a little bit longer here for the late morning. I'll even zoom in on this here just a little bit closer on the radar. You can see the snow still kind of popping up and down from time to time here on the radar. And we'll actually move over towards Shiawassee County. That one swath of snow is turning a little bit more widespread too across the southern parts of the county. So Durand and Perry, the Bennington area is all seeing a little bit of that snowfall as of now. Let me move you back over to downtown Flint. There's a live look across the bricks, and downtown Flint, kind of a good example of this here too. So we haven't seen too much traffic on Saginaw Street this morning. You can see the left-hand turn lane, that still has a light covering of snow, but the main lanes of travel, those are looking a bit better as of this point. And as traffic keeps picking up on some of these roads too, we expect those conditions to continue to get a little bit better. But after this here for today, we are going to be tracking the next round of snow coming up tomorrow evening. So we do have another system moving through tomorrow evening. Really picks up, especially after about 5 or 6 o'clock, and that's where we are going to pick up the bulk, or rather when we pick up the bulk of those accumulations. That is going to go into tomorrow night, at least the first half of the night, but we should see that snow already gone by the time we go into Wednesday morning. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break here real quick though, and then when we come back from the break, we'll talk some more details about tomorrow evening snow. Alrighty, welcome back from that break. So as we look ahead into tomorrow, that's when we have our next round of snowfall moving through mid-Michigan. And this is expected to be more of a widespread snow, and it is expected to bring some snowy conditions to our roadways by the late evening tomorrow too. So here's again sort of the headline for the snowfall for tomorrow. If you have any travel before 6 o'clock, so if you're coming home from work before 6, and really most of the afternoon bus stops too, those should still be all right. But if you do have any travel plans after 6 o'clock, maybe you work a little bit later tomorrow, I would expect to start to see some roads getting slick and that travel to be a little bit slower. 1 to 2 inches does look most likely for our accumulations out of this, but let me break this down a little bit more for the totals. Looking at the First Alert Snow Predictor, notice that we do have more of the 1-inch totals around the Bay region, Flint, Owasso, Elma, even towards Mount Pleasant. Once you start to go north, especially towards West Branch, Houghton Lake, East Tawas, and Oscoda, that's where you start to see those totals reaching 2 inches and even exceeding possibly 2 inches as well. And then the northern thumb, and that is one area I will say to keep an eye out for too. Huron County, places like Bad Axe, Ubly, Port Hope, Port Austin, Caseville, all could be on track for seeing about 2 inches, maybe a little bit more than 2 inches as well. And we see this sometimes when these systems come in from the northwest, and then as they move across the Saginaw Bay, the bay actually provides a little bit of enhancement to those snow showers, and that's where you get some of those locally higher totals also in the northern thumb. So as of right now, I think the northern thumb especially is one area that could also see the higher end of the range for the totals from this system for tomorrow. But let's go ahead and time this out here. So this is your First Alert hour by hour. Tomorrow morning, pretty much this time tomorrow morning during the 10 o'clock hour, we will have a mostly cloudy sky, but conditions are dry at that time. So tomorrow morning, the bus stops, the morning drive, that should all be in good shape. Even as we go throughout lunch and the early afternoon, I would expect conditions to still stay just like the morning, but here we are at about 4 o'clock, and I'll actually back this up just slightly. You notice as we go into that 4 o'clock hour, you start to see at least a few flurries trying to move in from the northwest. I'd say a better chance of this around Houghton Lake, West Branch, and Whittemore. And then as we fast forward to about 6 in the evening tomorrow, so there we are. You see the coverage of that snow, but also the intensity of that snow really starts to pick up at that time too. It does look like during the 6, 7, or even 8 o'clock hours, we could have some snow rates at least occasionally reaching up to about ½ of an inch per hour. So certainly could be a pretty decent thump of snow as that moves across our area. And as we keep going on into the evening, there we are at about 7 o'clock. You still see the snow moving through, especially for Flint, Lapeer, and all of our locations across the thumb. Now, closer to about 10 in the evening and especially midnight, the snowfall will actually be slowing down a pretty decent amount here. This right here on your screen is at about midnight. Still having some isolated snow showers lingering even at that time. But really the trend here is as we go later on into the night, tomorrow night, we'll see the snow continue to slow down and actually should leave here by Wednesday morning. One thing about Wednesday morning, so this will be something that we'll have to definitely play it by ear with how things evolve with the system. But Wednesday morning, we may have enough time after the snow ends on Tuesday evening or Tuesday night that roads, at least main roads, could be cleared off. So that is something that we'll be monitoring very closely for Wednesday morning. With that, though, I do think on Wednesday morning, a lot of roads in more rural areas, like the Thumb, still could have some snowy, or rather a snow coverage on them. So we'll be tracking that very closely for Wednesday morning, but just something to keep in mind for now that the Wednesday morning commute could still have some slower travel too, just because of that snow moving in tomorrow evening. But the rest of the day after that on Wednesday, that should be very quiet and very dry. We actually do have just a mostly cloudy sky in the forecast for Wednesday, and then temps reaching up to about 30 degrees. So let me show you that there on the 7-day. Wednesday, again, looks pretty quiet after the Tuesday evening snow. Thursday, that chance has pretty much gone away entirely at this point, possibly just a few flurries there. Friday also looks to be a pleasant day. We have 42 and a partly cloudy sky. So out of all the days this week, Friday objectively looks to be the nicest day of the week for this time of year, kind of a little bit reminiscent to some of the conditions we had last week. And then we'll start cooling down again as we go into the weekend. So this weekend we'll see some 30s and then even some 20s making a return as well. But as far as active weather goes, it does appear that tomorrow is really going to be the most active day, or rather tomorrow evening is going to be the most active day of the week as far as snowfall or any of these systems moving through goes. So we'll keep a close eye on that for tomorrow evening. But again, just something to keep in mind, Wednesday morning's drive could have some slower areas, but I do think in parts there will be enough time since Tuesday evening snow that some roads could be cleared by Wednesday morning. But that's all we have for you in the update, rather in your First Alert Weather Show for this morning. So stay tuned at noon today on TV5. We'll have First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips live on air with another look at the forecast. And then she'll also have a First Alert Weather Show coming up at 2 this afternoon on all of these same live stream channels as well. So be sure to tune in, stick around for Diane, and good morning to Cherry Hetrick here on the Facebook live stream too. I hope you're also having a great Monday. So hope you all have a great Monday, and if you do have to travel anywhere, travel safe, and hope you have a great remainder of your day.